The Frisco Memorial High School community gathered tonight in grief after the stabbing death of a teenager at a track meet.
Another teenager, a student at Frisco Centennial, is now charged with the murder. 17-year-old Austin Metcalf's twin brother was at the track with him. His family says he died in his brother's arms. Fox 4's Amelia Jones spoke with the victim's father and is live in Frisco tonight. Amelia.
Steve, Heather, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf had a bright future ahead of him. He was a leader on the football field and a scholar in the classroom. His dad told me he's holding on to memories and leaning deep on his faith as he tries to wrap his mind around this senseless tragedy.
He was going to turn out to be a great individual and impact this world with positivity.
17-year-old Austin Metcalf was voted MVP of the Frisco Memorial High School varsity football team. The linebacker held a near-perfect GPA and was in the National Honor Society.
He was on the right track. He was doing everything right. I was so proud.
Jeff Metcalf never imagined that his son's future would be cut short.
I'm still in shock.
Wednesday morning, Austin Metcalf was at a District 11 5A track meet at Kirkendall Stadium. Around 10 a.m., Frisco police say 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest after some sort of fight. Jeff Metcalf says it was Austin's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, who tried to save him.
And his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed. My son watched his brother die in his arms.
It's unclear how Anthony got the knife into the meat or what exactly led up to the fight. Anthony is now facing first-degree murder charges, and Jeff Metcalf
It was the best weekend ever.
Is only left with memory.
All right, y'all. So if you not living under a rock, you heard about this story that happened right here in this great state of Texas, in Frisco, Texas. Young man, Austin Metcalf, was stabbed one time by Carmelo Anthony, and he actually, passed away in his twin brother's arms. And we're starting to see a lot of people give their opinions about this, and I wanted to kind of talk about it as well, just to kind of share my thoughts on it and kind of go from there. With that being said, there's a few things that I take from this, and one of the biggest things I take from this is that we in the Black community, again, I'm always going to focus on my people because we have to improve. We have to improve our emotions. We have to become more emotionally intelligent. And the reason why I say that is because, one, why would you have a knife? I haven't seen the knife, wonder what type of knife it was, because that was pretty. To stab somebody straight through the chest and the heart, you have to hit that pretty hard. Coming from a medical background, you think about somebody doing like CPR, pressing in their chest, breaking ribs. You got to press down with a lot of force. So to get a knife, not knowing how sharp it is, through someone's skin and through their upper chest to hit the heart, that was some force there. Because I know a lot of people were talking about the size differential. Everybody was talking about those type of things. And the craziest thing to me that I've noticed is that we're trying to find a way to make what Carmelo did correct. Let me say that again. We're trying to make what Carmelo did correct. It's never correct to end someone's life. We need to get back to the times where it was okay to swear up. You can take a L, you can take a dub, whatever it is you're going to take, but we shouldn't be taking lives. And for a young man to come to a sporting event with a knife doesn't make any sense to me. And if the tables were turned, we'll be talking about this on a whole nother level. And we all know that is true. With that being said, from some of the research I have done and some of the things I've looked up, I know these gentlemen were very familiar with each other. There were pictures that had Carmelo at parties or gatherings together with these people. There were some sources allegedly talking about girlfriend involvement type stuff. With all that being said, there's still no reason to take another person's life. And for a young man to ask the cop, was it self-defense? Or could this be self-defense? Lets you know that he already knew that he was in the wrong. And I don't know how we are able to justify the death of another person. We're becoming a world that is so divided by race that we don't even see wrongdoings. That young man stabbing that other young man and killing that young man is wrong. Period. Point blank. And like I said, I think Texas is going to throw him under the jail. Period. I think this is it for him. I think he'll be doing some life in jail. If not, he'll be old when he come out. Especially in Frisco. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Texas landscape, but that area, not our area for sure. With that being said, what caused this to happen? Because there's going to be hopefully a court case that gets to the root of all of this. With that being said, I still am very intrigued about what caused this to happen. What caused this young man to think that this was the right route to go? What made you think that even if you were dealing with bullying, even if you had an encounter with these individuals before, what would make you think that it's appropriate at a track meet when someone's telling you to move, even if they were attempting to put their hands on you to get you to move? What causes you not to just strike them with your fist or push back? What causes you to tell them, you touch me and see what happens? That's premeditation. That's premeditated. Bringing a knife to an event is premeditated behavior. These things were all you have already brought some form of lethal defense, if that's what you want to call it, regardless. And it's just like a use of force model, right? Even in the real world, a use of force model. If a person doesn't have a weapon and all they have is themselves, for you to brandish a weapon, you took that from here to lethal for no reason. It doesn't make any sense. And I want you guys, this is from Officer Tatum's channel. I want you guys to see some of the stuff that people are actually saying, especially on these TikToks and things of that nature.
It's right what they're doing to this young black man right here.
If there's any human being in the United States of America that deserves presumption of innocence right now today, it has to be Carmelo Anthony.
For them to raise $150,000 for this kid is insane to me. And what it speaks to, in my opinion, is the racism that's involved in this. Because if that young black boy would have killed another black boy at a track meet, we wouldn't hear about it. There would be no GoFundMe. There would be no, oh, we need to stand with him. It's because he killed a white kid. And it's a race war underneath the surface of our country, mostly projected by black people. Hey, y'all, we all know this, but I'm going to remind you. The American dream is under attack. Hardworking patriots like you are being crushed under mountains of debt, credit cards. Oh, man. The person who did the killing, people are feeling sorry for him and raising money for him.
So I just want to talk about this situation right here. There's people on Twitter and Facebook everywhere trying to get his GoFundMe reported shut down because we as a people don't feel as it's right what they're doing to this young black man right here. Keep advocating, keep doing y'all lives, keep reposting, and keep doing what y'all doing. This baby is gonna come home no matter what, and he gonna have the best legal team to get him home safely as well. They trying to get this boy under the jail, destroying his reputation and everything, trying to make it seem like he a thug. This child is a 3.7 GPA student, has 21 football scholarships and everything. He had friends and family, all of that. This boy had something to lose. Learn to keep your hands to yourself and you on FAFO, period.
So as you see there, that young lady is, first of all, condoning murder, telling you to F around or find out, keep your hands to yourself. And I think it's very funny that people think people are trying to turn the narrative over to that he's a thug. No, he did a thug act. It doesn't matter how many scholarships he has. Doesn't matter about his support system, because obviously Carmelo Anthony did not care about those people when he did his actions. Because if he was raised in a good household, that wouldn't have been his first thought process. Period. And let's see what this gentleman got to say.
Any human being in the United States of America that deserves presumption of innocence right now today, it has to be Carmelo Anthony.
Learning these new words.
Hands down. He was attacked. There were more of them than him. And his witnesses on their side, plus his brother saying that happened. How is that a self-defense? All right? And then proportional use of force. It wasn't a multiple Pokemon. It was a singular Pokemon, and he ran.
It's two men, 200 or more pounds over you. Two of them come and mess with you, and you're trying to defend yourself. What are you going to do? You're going to do what Carmelo did. As of right now, the media is trying to do everything in their power to make him seem like he's an evil person. Y'all did not see this man repeatedly. That's my thoughts on this.
So thank you, Officer Tatum, for those snippets. If you don't watch him, please watch Officer Tatum. Some good information, some good feedback. With that being said, we're justifying that it was only one stab that was lethal, by the way, that was deadly. But we're promoting that, oh, he's not violent because he didn't stab multiple times. He Pokemon one time and ran away. Man, we're in a world of trouble. Y'all talking about President Trump? We're in a world of trouble because of the way we think. Period. Point blank. For anybody to justify murder, you have to be the most cruel and unworthy person in the world. There's only a few things that are going to justify murder in my life. I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to be willing to go down for it, and I'll do my time. I don't need no GoFundMe. I won't need no best law team, because if I admit to something I did and it was murder, it is what it is. Because I know that I'm emotionally intelligent enough to see the situation and do what I need to do in that situation. In this situation, when someone asks you to move, just move. I'm not condoning that what the Metcalf brothers did were right, because you don't pick your hands on anybody. You don't bully people. You don't do any of that. But on the same token, we can't sit here and condone violence in this nature. And as Officer Tatum said, if this was too black on black crime, you wouldn't even hear about this. This would be, as long as it wasn't Lil Running. When that happened, Lil Running, because he was popular, it went viral. But outside of that, there's two black men killing and stabbing each other on an everyday basis that does not make local news. And if you follow my channel, you will see some of the stuff that happens in the black community that only makes YouTube and not really news. It'll make a little 5-minute segment and then it's gone on to the next thing. With that being said, we can't be so in denial that we think that it is okay for a person to commit a crime and continue to protect this person. This is not about, they're talking about save free Carmelo to it's backwards. This is crazy. Those 20-some scholarships for football and the family, again, I'm going to say it again, he should have thought about that. All consequences, all things have consequences. And what's that saying they say? Y'all saying F around, find out. I'm going to say play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to win the most stupidest prize, and it's going to take away his innocence. It's going to take away what he did, his life. Any success that he had or thought about having, it is no longer going to be feasible. And if you guys think race is playing a role, well, welcome to Texas. Because with that being said, if you guys really feel the way you feel, he knew better. And I'm not saying walk around, let people bully you, do things that what you do in that situation, that young man, pick up your bag, go to another tent, go to a coach or someone. You're at a track meet. There's millions of adults there. Go to a track meet, go to the coach. Hey, coach, they won't let me under the tent. You said I could be under the tent. Let the adult speak for you, because I think they, if I'm not mistaken, they said that someone told him he can be under that tent. Go to the person who gave you permission to be there and make sure that everybody under that tent knows you have permission to be there. See, this is the issue. We think snitching is bad. Snitches get stitches and things of that nature. No, snitching gets you more days on this earth. It gets you more days to be with your family and friends. And it would have gave young Carmelo enough time to go secure one of those scholarships for football. But the only catching he gonna be doing, you better make sure he catch that soap and don't drop it. Anyway, again, all jokes aside, I feel bad for both families, because both families are losing. That father, and they lost a son, and this family is going to lose another black man to the system. At the end of the day, it's a lose-lose situation. However you want to look at it, it's a lose-lose situation. We have to do better. I know you guys are going to come at it in the comments, but hey, we have to do better. We have to get our emotional intelligence intact and understand that, hey, we can't react. We can't react in that manner. And I don't understand why it's not okay to know what's, I don't understand why we're so rebellious against knowing what's the right thing to do. That's a question. I'm gonna do this on a longer. This is a reaction video. I don't want to make it too long, but I'm gonna do a whole segment about that. Why is it not okay to do the right thing, even though it might be something that offends you? That's a good question. Why is it okay? Why is it not okay to do the right thing, even though it might offend you? I'm gonna be back with that. As I leave every video, God loves you, which is most importantly, I love you. You're beautiful, and your boy's out. And